back to another episode of LinkedIn Brooklyn. I'm your boy, Nifty, aka Tito, aka Rob, aka if you know, you already know. I'm here with my brother.
It's your boy E.
I'm Lance.
And today is a very, very, very special episode. We are continuing our Black Business Spotlight, and we have the founder of Sisters in Media. We good. Oladotun Idowu. We here. We got her. You know what I'm saying?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. That was great.
I know,
You said my last name with pronunciation. That's all I asked for.
I'm trying to get my Nigerian card now. You know what I'm saying? We go get
Does it get messed
vaccine
up?
card.
It gets messed up
come.
often?
It will come.
Most people mess it up?
Yes, because my full name, for the people watching, is Oladotun Idowu, which is really funny because Blackbirds, which I'll tell you more about, Twitter, ERG, they literally just tweeted yesterday, normalize pronouncing people's name right. And so then I quote tweeted it and I did the phonetics, like it's Ola, like, you know, Datun, like the brat, Datun, Idowu. So yes, people normally say it wrong, but you know, you just tell them and hopefully they get it. If you can say Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is very difficult, you're gonna say my African name.
Okay. I mean, so you say your African name, so you have Nigerian roots.
Yes.
Right? I hit you with a little bit of knowledge. I did a little bit of research.
Yes.
So you said Oladotun, right? That means my wealth is renewed, right?
Yeah, I'm impressed. Like no one knows that. So I don't know how you just probably Googled the Yoruba name, but I'm really impressed. Yes, my name means wealth and renew.
Yeah, but I gotta do my research.
Yeah, I appreciate
Discrediting
that.
research.
No. I'm now gonna call you Oluwasegun.
Hey, what that mean?
I don't know what it means. But that is a common Nigerian name.
It sound fire.
It's really good.
next
Look it up.
You gotta give me
Oluwasegun.
the proper spelling of it so I can look it up, and then I'm gonna call that, and that's gonna be one of my names.
After the show, look up
man.
Oluwa. Oluwa is always like God, and
Yeah.
so it means it's a Christian name for sure.
I've heard Alua multiple times.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
I have,
Let me
a couple
just.
friends.
You just gave him another name.
Yo, chill.
You gave him another name, and then there's another AKA.
AKA Rob,
Other
AKA
AKAs.
Oluwasegun,
It's too much.
AKA God's child.
Hey, talk about it. I mean, so.
Oh man.
It's lit. So right now, I just want to get into a little bit more about the organization that you started.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're a Black entrepreneur. Let's get into a little bit more.
Yeah, so Sisters in Media is an organization that I started back in 2016. And I started it because my first job out of college, I was working at NBC Universal. So I was like in 30 Rock doing work for like USA Network. And I was just so excited to be there as a young Black, media professional. And I was one of very few Black people, number one, and all of the executives were white. And I desperately was looking for a mentor, like who's gonna help me like build my career, who's gonna mold me. And you need that in corporate America. You really need that. You need someone to be like, I'm gonna sponsor you. I'm gonna make sure that you grow in your career. When you mess up, I'm gonna tell you how you can do better. I didn't have that. And so I was just like, I wish there was like a little community for like Black and brown girls to like come together and talk about their experience in media. And so I started Sisters in Media, and the purpose of our organization is to increase the presence of women of color in media. And so what that really entails is me coming up with events, which is how I met Cheyenne, and doing events that are partnered with media companies. So we partnered with Complex, we partnered with Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and Pinterest and A&E Networks, and we are making an initiative to partner with all the brands that you have ever wanted to work for if you are interested in media and entertainment. And so we work with them and we make sure recruiting is involved so that you can hire our members. So that's the organization, and hopefully it can continue to grow and expand outside of the East Coast and into like the West Coast and even Nigeria maybe.
So everybody that, like, not saying that y'all didn't understand it, but put it in a nutshell, Sisters in Media is outside. That's it.
Yes.
Point blank period.
Yes.
We all
Yes.
know. I think that's pretty dope because when I think about like sisters in media, when I first originally read like the articles and things like that, all I started to think about was all of the black women in like entertainment for instance. Let's just see I started thinking about all my favorite black actresses and things like that, and how they were like just heightened in my head, and me just wanting to follow or show support just off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you how I love TV and film. So shout out to Carlton, who is an actor and director. I love watching TV, and when I'm watching TV and I'm watching a show and I'm like, where's the black girl? I don't want to watch it anymore. Or like maybe I'm watching a show and the entire team that's promoting the show is white. How are you promoting Insecure and you don't even know what black culture is? So I get frustrated with scenarios like that. I get frustrated. I one time I went into an interview at Showtime and I did not see any black people. But Showtime has The Chi, which is a whole fully cast black show. And I'm wondering, so who's handling the marketing plan? Because I know Lucy doesn't know what it means to come from downtown, from South Side Chicago. That person doesn't have, neither do I. I'm not from Chicago. Right. But there are things that black people can bring to the table when it comes to marketing black content. That a white person or non-black person would never really understand. Right. And so my frustration as a fan is like, well, let's diversify this up. And I'm hoping that Sisters in Media can eventually get to the on-screen stuff too. Like, I want this show that you're about to pilot to be, I want to see a dark-skinned black girl. Right. I want to see a girl who has a Nigerian name. I want to see a girl that is full-figured. I want to see more of that. You know? No,
that's super dope. I mean, again, like it just makes you change your way of thinking, and I guess stigmas in a sense, because whenever we're on screen, and when I say we, I mean like black people. When we're on screen, if we're in a scary movie, we all know what happens. We in there for about 15 minutes, tops, and then all of a sudden we dead. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody always getting beat up. Or molested or something like that. We need to change this narrative. There's a tragedy that's true. So I mean, like I said, it makes you change your way of thinking. And again, it just like, we could go to music. Favorite artists, some of the females, best singers all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anita Baker, shout out to my wife. But yeah, like I said, so you got something?
You're real funny.
No, I'm just saying.
Honestly, definitely want to just commend you because just like growing up and working, there's a lot of places and I never really like to look at like just the stigmas or anything. I always feel like you are who you are as a person. Like there should be nothing included. You should be based on who you are. But there's so many times where people are really not looking to help you. And it happens so often. Like it's like, if I can't get ahead, I'm not gonna help you get ahead. I'm gonna stand in your way. So I definitely want to commend you for your whole program of just helping people, get ahead. And I was like studying your page earlier, and it was like just to see, as you were saying, not even just the actresses on film, but the people behind the scenes, the marketing team, and those are all pieces that sometimes we do forget about. That we really don't worry about. So just to know that somebody's out there, and it does make sense because what you're saying is like, and we could be honest about that. There's stuff that's a different race might put out that we really don't find attractive to, like, even, I'm not even going to that channel to watch. So I definitely would appreciate more black people in the marketing area just to like promote things and be able to connect with us more, because there's a lot of shows, like I get told shows all the time that I'm just really not even going to watch. It takes like 2 seconds for me to see the trailer, anything. Like even if I go see the trailer, just the person that told me or the page I had to go to, and I'm like, yeah, this is not for.
I like that you mentioned, like you mentioned the whole like making sure like the back end is diverse, right? Because do you realize as just consumers, we're just so about, I want to see a black person win the Oscar and do all of this. Yeah, of course, we want to see the actors and the filmmakers that are black win. But those folks forget about the people who are working behind set. So like Sterling K. Brown years ago won a Golden Globe for This Is Us. Yes, Sterling, yes, King. So happy about it. In the press room, so after you win the awards, they take you to a press room. So all of like the press, like Variety, Hollywood Reporter, the big people get to ask you questions. How do you feel about winning this award? This black woman that I used to work with, she's in a smaller outlet. She said, Sterling, congratulations on being the first black man to win an Oscar in a leading role or something like that. How do you feel about the lack of black people that are in publicity? Look all around you. And he was just like, I never really noticed that, because he's just thinking about his own lane. And it was a room full of white people and one black press person. And here's another really thing that I want to give you guys, another insight. When you're an actor, right, you're like A-list, so like you're Denzel Washington, everyone wants to talk to you. So the outlets that they have lined up, when you're walking through a red carpet, the first ones are the most popular ones. So they're gonna put like New York Times, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, YouTube, like really big outlets. They're all first. At the end are the smallest. Like if you guys continue to level up, you can be on a red carpet. And because your name is not Variety, they're gonna have you at the end of the red carpet. So we hope that Denzel's not bored and tired by the time he gets to you. So those folks don't really get action. So it's important, and someone mentioned it, I forgot, a journalist was like, no, Viola, you need to talk to us. We are black. Like, we need you. You're giving them things that they don't need. Variety is good. They're supported. Julianne Hough, all the white actors in the world, they will talk to you. We are really depending on people like Viola. We're depending on Cynthia Erivo. We're depending on the big black talent to go all the way to the end and talk to the Boss Up or, Blavity, the younger, newer black outlets. Because who else is? Tom Hanks is not going to talk to us. Why? Like, we need you. And so it was a little interview that I saw with Cynthia Erivo. She's not, I don't know if y'all know her. She played Harriet Tubman in that movie. Yes. She's bald head. She could sing. She was like, no. When her publicist was like, we're done. No more interviews. She said, no, I'm talking to these black outlets. And I was like,
that's beautiful.
That's what we want. Like, we want you to pay attention to the people off screen.
Well,
I said a lot.
No, you hit it on that.
I want to actually piggyback off of something she said earlier. You were saying how people don't notice that they're just worried about themselves and not pulling other people up. Mike Epps actually had an interview. I don't know how recent it was, but he was basically saying the same thing. Like, they worry about the poster boy, and then they kind of forget about the people that are behind him. So the people that look up to him. So like, let's say for instance, I'm not gonna point any names out, but Kevin Hart. Let's say he forgot about us and we were behind him. That's kind of how like.
Crazy that
and
it's
it's
it was just. But we know he don't do that. He's not the type of person. Like his team is set. Yeah, like he had Lil Rel, he had Tiffany Haddish. Like he does his thing.
Yeah.
But like, if we were behind him and he didn't pull us up, we would feel away too.
Yeah.
But you have to notice that you have people behind you in order to bring us up and show us.
You have to remind yourself, and this is why I don't ever want to, like when people like message me on LinkedIn, like, hey, can I like pick your brain? And I know I don't feel like it, I still force myself to do it. Because I remember graduating college and nobody was responding to my LinkedIn message and nobody wanted to interview me. And it was so hard to get my first job in media. I got it, then I got another one, now I'm at Twitter. And the blessings have been coming, and now I know, I remember what that was like. Kevin Hart, how do you forget being poor? That is hard to forget.
Especially coming from
and North Philly?
Right.
Yeah.
What? I went to boarding school in Philly, so I have great memories of what it's like to live in that neighborhood or in that city. And I'm like, how can you forget? You can't forget.
I was visiting. My cousin had went to the school. where you go? LinkedIn, and then we also took trips there. Temple,
yeah. My boarding school was right next to Temple.
Crazy out there.
You cannot forget that lifestyle.
Like, is the poverty out there?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's like,
and the drugs, it's.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you noticed like a change in the numbers since you started?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so when I started, it was just me. So I went to a college that's focused on media. I went to Syracuse University, and
hey, shout out to the Orange
yes,
Man.
Orange Man.
When you graduated?
I graduated 2014. So I'm a little bit senior.
Nah, you good. You good. I graduated. High school in 2012, so I wasn't that far behind. You know what I'm saying? So we up there.
That's not terrible, but you are definitely young.
Oh my
just
God.
2 years.
Oh my
It's
God.
just 2
2
years.
years, right?
Like, come on.
2 years, man.
But I graduated Syracuse 2014, and I went to a program within Syracuse called Newhouse, and it's for like public communication. Okay. So we have a media journalism school, a television, radio, films, like all of that. It's really focused on media and entertainment. So that's why I went to that school and when I started, all my friends are in the same field. So like my friend worked at Essence, my other friend was at The View. I had some friends at NBC, and I said, let's just do brunch. And so we did brunch, and it was just like 12 girls. And that was it. And then it just, I don't know, like I reached out to Syracuse University, like, hey, I like, you know the elevator pitch they teach you about? So I went to, this is funny, I went to a work event. A work event is for the birth of a nation. I don't know if you've heard of that film.
Yes.
So I was
Love
working
that film. Put people
on
on to that
yeah,
film.
I was working on that film. We had to go to DC for NABJ, a conference, right? So we were there for a conference, and I knew Syracuse was gonna be there because I used to go to that conference. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna like skip out on work for like a second and like do my elevator pitch on Sisters in Media. Found the dean and was like, hey, I know I used to go to Syracuse. I really have this idea about women in media. Like, can you sponsor it? And she was like, sure.
Oh, wow.
Sent her an email, and the first event that we did was through Syracuse University. Wow. And then from there, we worked with Complex, and then we worked with like Refinery 29 and worked with all these like amazing media companies. So it really just takes that one person, like, and so we start out with like 12 people, back to your question, and now we have a subscription list of like 430 women. So
all 12 were women of color?
Women of color.
Most,
like 90% is black women, because I'm black, so I target black women, but I'm welcome into any Asian, Hispanic, I'm open. It's just multicultural, yeah.
Well, one thing I want to hit back on is we don't need Tom Hanks because we got his son. Shout out to Soulja Boy. Shout out to Soulja Boy making him his new artist. You know what I'm saying? We don't need Tom Hanks to come down to the end of the red carpet and talk to us.
I'm dying. Real? Chet Hanks is the most.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
Yes.
Wow.
I was gonna say a curse word. Wow. He's.
Listen, this is an open platform. Say what you want, all right?
I just really don't know if I can say that, but
listen,
he is
you
definitely.
Are good. This is an open platform.
He is like the niggas of niggas that you will ever meet. That is who he is. Like this guy speaks patois. Oh, and wow. He knows he doesn't know that he shouldn't because he's white, but he does it anyway. Like he really does not care. Yeah. He has a song called White Boy Summer that's dropped, and Tom Hanks is your father.
It's crazy.
Cast Away. Like, Toy Story, that's your dad, and you choose this lifestyle. It's funny, but.
No, it's definitely. I mean, it goes to what you're doing. Like, people want to see change.
But it goes to show how influential our culture is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
But our culture is just.
That's from the old days. Mm-hmm. That's from the old days. I mean, if you want to get technical, what did they, when I say they, Europeans, when they come to Africa to take the culture, right? You got the gold, all that, things like that, you feel me? Resources on the land, so, I mean.
It's definitely a habit of Hollywood like coat-telling, like riding the tails of like black talent, period.
Right.
Period. I mean, even like TikTok, it kills me to go. I love TikTok. I get on there. I'm there for hours.
They
but
just
it
made
kills
it, right?
me
So
to
that
see,
people get paid for it now? Or?
well, some influencers, but there are a lot of black talented creators on that platform coming up with new dances, coming up with new creative challenges, and they're not getting the credit.
Yeah,
People like Allison, you know, Ray or whatever, she gets credit, and she's a white talent that just takes. She sees a black person do it, great dance. I'm gonna do it, and she has millions of followers, and she gets the paycheck, and Jimmy Fallon brings her on her show. Like, so it's very frustrating that is a natural habit. Like, people love what we do. We are the culture. Black culture is pop culture because whatever we say trends, whatever we do trends. But how do we monetize that and take that ownership without someone that is white and is a culture vulture take what we're doing and they make the money out of it?
And it all goes back to your point where we have to support each other. And
Yeah. So little things like, let's see, this is hard. If like,
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
All right,
sorry.
here we go. Listen, we'll come back to you and see what Ola has in store for us after this quick commercial break.
Link in Brooklyn, and we're back with Ola. She was about to put us on to
TikTok, I think. Oh no, what I was saying is, you know, I talked a little bit about like black creators getting their ideas like taken by like the bigger influencers that are like white, and I was saying like, because you brought up like we need to be putting people on, and imagine, so Will Smith on Instagram is great. I don't know who he works with, but he's good on Instagram.
I thought it was. I know what videos you're talking about, but I actually thought he was doing TikToks. I think the way the videos.
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Shout out to Bel Air Athletics. We out here, Will. We here. We support. We support.
Yo, Will Smith content is gold. So my idea about putting people on, like, imagine if you took like the girl who started Renegade, like that black TikTok creator, and you put her on your Instagram page, and how her numbers are gonna like spike because Will Smith put her on. I try to think of a black person who owns like a night show, like the Jimmy Fallons and Kimmel's, but I can't think of one because I don't think there's one out there. So like, all right, well, let's just use Will Smith. He's got 30 million people following him on Instagram. If he got a creator.
Does Keenan count? He had Saturday Night Live.
He is not that
But
show.
yeah, he's not that show.
He's not that
Yeah,
show. I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Lorne Michaels is
And you don't want it to be taken as comedic value for that show.
Right, like Arsenio Hall had his show.
What about Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean-
but the vibe of the show is very news and not very like entertainment. But still, yes, Burna Boy put y'all on. Burna Boy
He
was
on the
on.
show?
No, he was on Trevor Noah.
Oh, I'm about to say, that's my
yes,
dude right
that's-
there.
Okay.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's the vibe. yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like the way you put people on is as black, the wealthy ones, the well-known ones, like you gotta, it's up to you. Cause you are the person who determines yes or no. Like Beyonce doing Black is King and putting all those black creators on is what I've always wanted from her since like Single Ladies. I'm like, girl, why are your dancers white? And then something changed and shifted in her mind, and now she's just like hiring black, and it's good. It's what that's what we need.
Is it all different kinds of I want to say builds of women? Like, cause I believe I seen like in her performances,
Different
it was,
shapes,
like, different
and
shapes,
yeah,
sizes,
yeah, different colors.
Yes,
there's light, there's dark, there's blue, there's tall, there's short, there's thick. Like, show us for who we. People that are not black have a misconception. When they think of a black woman, they're like, oh, big long curly hair, a little mixed race. Let's cast that person. Let's cast the Yara Shahidi, like, and I have no problem with that. Like, that's great. But when you notice, I don't know if you, as a kid, when you notice like commercials, there's like, especially beauty commercials, there's an Asian girl, there's a white girl, and then there's the black girl, but the black girl's always biracial.
Yeah.
Well, curly long hair. And I'm like, that's great, but that's not what I look like. So I can't use this makeup that you're telling me to buy. And I think that Hollywood just regurgitates that idea of what a black person or a black woman looks like. And you know, it's nice for Beyonce to use her platform to show all different shapes and sizes. Like the song Brown Skin Girl was enough for me. Like it gave me validation as a brown skin girl. Like, okay, yeah, like this is great. Like it's okay to be this color. It's okay to look like this because Beyonce's showing that there's beauty behind it.
Right.
Have you had any experiences similar to a Beyonce on a level from you to one of the people you helped in media, like Sisters in Media?
Yeah, so I don't know if I told Cheyenne this, but we did an event with the NBA for the season, the basketball season. And so we hosted it at the NBA and we brought in other black women that are in sports from Bleacher Report and from ESPN. And that event was great. And at the end of the event, like a few months after that event, a young woman, Sisters in Media member, reached out to me while I was actually going through a really hard time. Like I was stressed out by work and I was like overwhelmed. And she just messaged me saying like, hey, I just want to let you know that an MBA event with Sisters in Media led to me getting my dream job at Disney. So I just want to say thank you.
Wow.
And I started crying. I was just like, oh my God, the work that I'm doing is actually leading to people's career journeys. And that was the moment I was like, it's worth it. I don't get paid from Sisters in Media, just so you know. I'm doing this because I care. Like I want to see women thrive in this industry, women that look like me. And so someone telling me that, and then I got another and someone else reached out about, we did an event with LinkedIn, and it was all about recruiting. How can I get a job? How can they hire me? What does my LinkedIn page need to look like? It was a workshop, not really an event. How can I set my LinkedIn page up so that people are DMing me like, oh, like we're looking to hire this person, we're looking to hire that person. And so we did this event, and a girl that went to that event reached out to me like, hey, LinkedIn hired me. So thanks for putting this event on. Like, thank you it means a lot to me. So that was my Beyonce moment. I was like, oh my God, like, yo, she has a 401k now with Disney. Like she's getting paychecks from Disney because this event led to her career. And, you know, that means a lot to me.
So my question would be, and just to go right into that topic of you having events, being that you know, COVID did happen and you couldn't be around so many people and stuff. How were you able to still get that idea out to the people and that type of content, and just to even to keep the recruiting going, helping people going? How were you able to navigate through that?
Great question, because COVID affected us, but not so much in terrible ways, because I'm in New York. Me and my sister who works with Sisters in Media, we're both in New York, and all of our events are New York based. But with COVID, we're virtual, so shoot, anybody. Like one person from Nigeria. We did an event with Pinterest just 2 weeks ago, and a young woman that lives in Nigeria reached out like, oh, I attended this event, it was so great. And from Nigeria, thank you so much. Like the time zones are not there, but like because we're virtual now, people from London can tune in. We do get more attendance when we're in person because it's a better impact. Like you can go up, like if we're doing an event with Netflix, we didn't do one, hopefully we can. But if we did an event with Netflix and exactly, we did an event with Netflix and you know, it's in person and I see that this person is on the entertainment team for film and that's my dream. I'm walking up to that person like, Tiffany, nice to meet you. Oh my God, thanks for coming to this event. I really want to learn from you. Like, can I just do a coffee date with you one of these days? Like, if that's okay with you. It's easier to get the job done with networking in person than it is virtually. Because it's like, I guess I could slide in her DMs. I guess I can send her cold email, but she doesn't know what my face looked like. Yeah. So she's not going to be that, like, she's not going to really, like, hopefully she does, but she's not really going to email me back.
And you really can't read nobody's energy from a written message.
From a written, you could try. Yeah. I would try. I would never say not try. Try, but it's harder to get that person to be like, I like this girl. Let me give her a chance. Let me pull her in for an interview. Yeah.
Lance, you had a question?
Yeah, so I wanted to say something about the NBA.
Yeah.
Because we had a topic in one of our podcasts about Rachel Nicholson and no, I forget the reporter's name. She was a young black lady, and they actually put her into the finals to report. And Rachel Nicholson was mad about it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But in turn, you know, she kind of lost her. I'm not gonna say lost her job, but she lost her job because of the comments that she made. And was like, you know, I know.
She came out of character.
Yeah, it was like
Rachel Nicholson came out of character.
So I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you if you knew about that.
I did not. Tell me.
So-
Rachel
so-
Black. What was she upset
So
about?
Rachel is not black. She's I don't want to guess, but I would assume that she's of the Caucasian descent.
Okay.
And we had we had a young black lady that was actually that stepped into the role because of her comments. She said that
Well, technically, it was before. I think
it was before, but they found out and still did it.
Right.
Right.
They was gonna give her the position.
Right.
But they actually, I think they caught it off camera.
Yeah, they caught it off camera. Yeah, somebody
they
recorded her
said,
saying something.
What she said, this black movement, but
It's
why it needs
killing
to-
me,
you know,
yeah.
Why does it need to interact with my position and
Yeah,
Okay,
I get. She was like, I get the whole diversity thing, but you know, why does it have to be with me? Like, why
I
does
would have
it
fired
have?
her too.
Yeah,
And
well,
it's
like,
Bye.
crazy because I'm so into I love like basketball, of course, but it's dope to see like the women reporters and interviewers, you know, because they don't give the same vibe as the guys do. Sometimes
Yeah.
I think the guys are pretty boring when they interview.
Yeah.
No, seriously
girls,
though.
So
Women are more
to see
interactive.
that, like, and I think she does a pretty good job. But to hear that, like
That was a
outside, it
terrible-
was like,
Marie Taylor. Marie Taylor's her name.
Check you
Yeah,
out.
that's who
The
it was.
recall.
That to me, like, I would have fired her if I had any power. 100%. Bye. That's negativity in the workspace. Like,
It really is though, but
why? Listen, I hate when people. That's like affirmative action. People think affirmative action is nonsense because they don't think that black people should have any leg up to anyone else. I disagree. I think black people should have a lot of leg ups because we still didn't get our reparations. We can't go into that, but we could go into that.
Listen, we
could
can
go
talk about that
into
all
it. No,
day.
what do you
We can't
mean?
go into
Oh
it,
my
you know what I'm
gosh.
saying?
Jewish people got reparations after what happened with the Holocaust, and that's fair. 'Cause they should, and you know, affirmative action statistically only really not only but has further along helped white women than they have black people. And I think that there should be many more resources and tools to help black people elevate in their careers. Fact. So Rachel, you can go. You'll be fine. You'll get another job because you are a white woman and that is your privilege. This girl, Maria, if she's a black woman, yes, thrive. You deserve it. Because we know that we also need to work hard to get whatever it is. I commend you guys for, you know, supporting black businesses because who else is gonna do it? You know? And I feel like we need to get whatever advantage the world is gonna give us because we deserve that and we have a disadvantage. My mom and dad came from Nigeria. They had nothing, like nothing. We grew up in an apartment where it's 4 kids and 3 of us are sleeping in one bed. That is poverty, like, and it's a disadvantage to be even African. Like, you coming in here, you don't have no family, so we gotta really build this shit on our own. And I'm just saying that, all to say that there's a disadvantage with being black and poor, and then you're gonna have an attitude at Maria because she got this. Rachel, it probably took you 2 seconds to get here because you have a friend of a friend and your mom works at NBC and you have all this content. My mom is not in media, guys. My dad is not in media. And so me building Sisters in Media, it's really just work that I've done on my own. And hopefully it is the connection that other black girls and brown girls get to get their careers elevated. And I'll be happy to give a person a job just because they're black. And obviously I would love for them to be hardworking, but I will, anyone who interviews with me, if they're a black or a brown person, I pay way more. I'm like, yes, bring that person in. Because who else is going to do it?
I mean,
you know?
One, that's some honesty for your ass, America. You know what
Yeah, I
I'm saying?
mean,
Two, I want to point
about
out, and I'm just saying.
Talk about it.
'Cause, I mean, if you think about it, some of us, when we interview for a job, let's say, the blackness don't stop at our skin. It start with our name. One,
Yeah.
you got LaQuanda, LaQuisha,
Yeah.
Oladotun, you know what I'm saying? We could keep going. We lose from off of the name. You like, that don't, like, and then you see the ethnicity and then all of the criteria that you have to label yourself, and now we get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So when you think about it, we all have to like do our part, and that's what I want us to do as a podcast, as a brotherhood. Just link the pieces in Brooklyn, and hopefully we reach out to many different areas across the country. You get what I'm saying? But I just want to reach out and make sure that I'm doing my part and paying it forward to do what I can do for my black culture. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Right. Before we move on, we have more questions for you.
Definitely.
We're gonna cut to a break and come back. All right. Welcome back to LinkedIn Brooklyn. We're here with Ola, the founder of Sisters in Media. We talked about your business. Now let's get into what you do professionally.
Yeah, that was amazing. So my business, so what I do professionally is I do work at Twitter. I'm currently on the events team, so I handle all of the internal events. As you can imagine, COVID really changed my job. So all of the events that I bring in to work when I'm, before COVID would be like anything from like a recruiting event in New York, or an event with like talent, because the New York office gets a lot of talent. So like, we prepared for like the cast of Black Panther to come and do a whole thing like there. So we work on any type of event. It could be sales, anything. I'm transitioning from out of events into global content partnerships for entertainment. So I'm really excited about that. Just got a promotion. Yay, thank you. So I'll be focusing more on entertainment content on the platform. And then on the side at Twitter, I am one of the leaders for Blackbirds, which is our employee resource group, which we call also a business resource group for Black employees and allies. So it's been really cool working at Twitter for the last 2.5 years. It's been great. Yeah.
You verified?
I am not verified. That's like the number one question everybody asks.
I think she's lying. I think we need to get
I
out of
am
there.
not verified, but verify me if anyone's watching. I honestly don't care. Like, I don't have enough followers to be verified.
All right, so I don't know if I'm the only cast member, but I know for sure that I need like a Twitter handbook because I'm Twitter retarded.
Do you have a Twitter?
No.
Do you have a Twitter?
I had one, but I don't know how to
Does
operate.
Link in Brooklyn have a Twitter?
No, we don't. We need to get on
We
Twitter.
gonna make
It's
one, but
coming
I
We need to
don't
get on
know
Twitter.
how to
Honestly,
operate it.
Twitter. All right, listen.
It's coming soon.
Listen,
It's coming soon.
Twitter is very easy. It's not hard at all.
I don't know how to
I do
operate
want to
it.
It's
say,
easy, but
like-
you don't have one.
I do. I had
I
one.
do.
I just recently. I got back on like maybe a couple of years ago just to see what it was about. But Twitter is basically, and I don't, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Twitter is kind of like Facebook, in a sense, where.
That's the first.
But what I'm saying is,
Right now.
I'm talking about as far as like putting up a status, then going to retweet a status. You share something on Facebook. It's kind of the same way. It's more of like a feed. I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing, but
I think Twitter got the, how like we laugh on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook, haha. Twitter got the community.
no, Twitter gets everything first.
Hey.
Twitter gets everything
I
first.
tell you, like
Yeah.
my boy, I used to work at Nike. My boy is, I don't want to say his name, but like
Twitter got everything
talk about like having balls. Like he really wrote Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, this was years ago. Kevin Hart responded to him and cooked him the whole night. This was years ago, and it's like, bro, where did you get the confidence to just write him like he not gonna respond? Like, it made me have confidence. But I be on Instagram, I'm like, they ain't gonna respond to me. Some of them do though, but Twitter's more interactive.
Twitter is where it's happening. That's like our motto. Twitter is where it's happening. Twitter is where conversation happens. Twitter is where news is being unfolded, where everything trending that happens. Right. You think it started at Instagram? No, it started, and that's not me being like I'm an advocate for Twitter. It's just a fact. Like anything funny, anything interesting that happened. Like a great example is, I forgot the date it was. I forgot what day it was, but there was a date where Black people said we gonna get our superpowers on this day.
Yo,
it was like
wasn't it Juneteenth?
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember what day it was.
It was Juneteenth, right?
They was like, I'm waking up. Once I wake up,
I'm channeling. I'm gonna have superpowers, and it was hilarious. People was like dead ass, like we're gonna get superpowers tomorrow, so be ready. Like, and it was trending on Twitter, and then I posted it on Sisters in Media, like, oh, what's your superpower today? The comments was like, where is this coming from? Like, and somebody tweeted something funny saying Instagram gonna get their superpowers tomorrow because they're super late on everything. So like, Black Twitter thrives. Like, it really thrives, and that's why our team has been focusing on like what's multicultural that we can really get ahead of, because Black Twitter thrives on the platform.
Yeah, I can't say that. Twitter is probably the only social media platform that gets screenshotted the most and put on other platforms.
100%. That's our thing.
I can't say that.
So our Instagram, because we have a Twitter Instagram account, and it was just screenshots of tweets. That's our bio, screenshots of tweets, which is what the Shade Room is. Screenshots of tweets.
Yeah, technically, that's crazy.
Being that they do that, you don't feel like Twitter deserves maybe like a cut from that?
I wish we could. Yeah. I mean, well, listen, everything is a copy of a copy. Like we, Instagram stole stories from Snapchat, and then we took stories, which was fleets, and that was kind of like from Instagram and Snap. Like everything is a little copy. Instagram, doing filters, that's a Snapchat thing. Like I never thought that I would like delete my Snapchat because of Instagram, and I actually ended up doing that. I didn't delete my Snapchat. I still have it, but I don't use it. I don't use it at all, ever.
There was a topic generating about the filters on Snapchat, as far as I believe, like Black girls saying that the filters is not meant for their complexion. Like they're coming out speaking up about it, saying that the filters are more for like a lighter complexion. And
on Snapchat?
On Snapchat. And
I could believe that.
They should make a change. So
I could believe that. A lot of things that people create are not for Black skin. Like, I mean, look at Band-Aids. I didn't know that was a white thing until like college. I was like, oh, that's why they're that color? Because it's for white skin? What? Yes.
But that's why they came out with the new melanated colors.
I didn't know that.
Did not know that.
Wow. I didn't know that either.
This is TMI, but women wear pasties, and the pasties are like this skin tone. It's like a Caucasian person's skin tone. So it's made for them. Like when we say nude, when Black woman goes, oh, I want like a nude lipstick, it's not nude your color, it's nude for white people. Or I want a nude this, I want a nude bodysuit. It's not nude for us. Wow. So like there are things, it's like your shirt. Right, like my shirt is nude. This is not a Black skin, like this is not a brown skin. Sorry, pasties is for the nips.
I put that together.
And they make them in the color of your skin tone.
Yeah,
and it's always like light skin. It's never actually brown skin. So when I see things and I'm like, oh, they have this in a brown shade. Or Fenty's a great example. Fenty sells the F out every time they drop a new line that has to do with skin tone, because the brown skins have been sold out. And there's plenty of like the white color shades, but there's not enough of the Black color shades. Because Black women are like, oh my God, finally there's something that matches my skin tone, and they're rushing to buy it, and it's being sold out because we're not used to it.
Also, the culture vultures or whatever coming in and taking it before you even get the chance of having an opportunity. So.
But I don't want to get normalized in saying culture vulture, because everybody that's of the race or another race. True. they not all culture vultures. Because
That
some
is
of them
100%
embrace,
true.
they embrace our culture. Some of them.
100%.
Yeah, but see, my thing is, there still has to be some acknowledgement of our influence.
Yes.
And
100%.
that's the part of it that I want people to really push.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I acknowledge that this started here,
Yeah.
but I see some ideas that could probably make it better, or I want to add this variation to it, but this person can take credit for it.
Or I just I like Justin Bieber. I'm not saying he's a culture vulture or he's a woke, because he's not either to me. Like, I'm not gonna defend. But Justin Bieber is someone who just loves R&B music and really wants to produce R&B music, which is music for Black people. And I think he's just trying to let the world know, like, yo, like, I want Black people to like this. Like, I really like your music, but it's you got to be really careful and strategic on how you approach the situation.
So, all right, as we're about to end, I want to give you the last word. So, what advice?
Wait. Before we get into that, another gem. Idowu.
Oh my God.
He said, I got the name right.
We good, right?
Oluwasegun.
Hey, Oluwasegun. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to.
Hold on, wait. I didn't even ask my question.
Oh, man, I thought that's what you wanted.
So, Idowu, right, in my research that I also did, it means born at the twins, right?
It does. That's impressive. Yeah. My last name is really not a last name. It's supposed to be a first name. And it's named after. So Taiwo and Kenny is like, if you meet Nigerians, their names, and they're twins, their name is probably going to be Taiwo and Kenny. And the child that comes after twins is called Idowu. And my great-grandfather, our last name is really supposed to be Sade, but when he went to school, he changed it to his first name, his last name. So our last name is now Idowu.
Little peek inside.
Little peek inside my little culture.
Yeah.
All right, so what advice would you give for people that are trying to basically take their talents to the next level, or just start a business?
I like that. For someone who's trying to start a business, it's definitely, there's a lot of details that goes into it, like grit and the revenue and finance and all those stuff that is just like, oh, that's confusing. But the one thing that I think you should have is vision. If you don't have a vision for your product or your idea or your story or whatever, it's not really gonna go far. So my advice would be to have a vision, create that strategy plan, like write it down. And once it's written on paper, I think it will help you to move to the next level in getting like sponsors and resources and getting friends that are invested in your idea or colleagues that are invested in your idea. So having the vision and writing it down is step one. That's the easy part. Or maybe that's the hard part because people don't have a vision. So once you get that on paper, it'll start to snowball into something beautiful.
In closing, I want you, can you give us any social media or any contact for how people can get in touch with you with Sisters in Media or even at the Twitter?
Yeah, definitely. So follow Sisters in Media on Instagram and Twitter at Sisters in Media. You can subscribe to us, www.sistersinmedia.com/subscribe. And we're constantly curating events for you, targeted for you, so that you can get employment, so that you can grow, make networks and mentors in the media industry. So keep in touch with us. And I can't wait to come back. Will you guys have me?
Definitely. We enjoyed this episode.
This was
so
good.
Dope. I mean, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you know who it is already. You know what I'm saying? You know you're here with your boy Nifty, aka Tito, aka Rob, aka Alua Shagun. You know what I'm saying? AKA you already know. And I'm here with my brother.
Yeah, it's your boy E.
It's Lance, and it's been a show.
And this is Ola, special guest.
Right.
Thanks so much for having me.
And it's been a show, guys.
We'll wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
That's 2. That's audio flavor.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ain't see me bend down and press no button. Put me like that.
His birthday, yo.
Change,
When was your birthday?
Yesterday.
Oh my God, happy belated. So what does that make you, a Cancer or Leo?
Leo.
Yeah, I see that. From our short conversation.
You know what?
That is a compliment.
It's rare though. It's rare. Most people, when they guess, they guess wrong.
No, Leo's like leaders. Like, they command attention in a room. See,
that's definitely
that's a compliment.
I'll take that.
Barack Obama is a Leo. Okay.
But I've
What's
heard.
everyone's zodiac sign?
I was about to ask you yours, Ola.
What's yours?
Wait, let me guess.
I don't know if I act like how my zodiac is supposed to act. But what do you think I am?
You're not a Pisces.
No. Who else is a Virgo? Michael Jackson is a Virgo.
Michael Jackson.
Oh my lord.
Perfectionist.
Don't say Mike in front of him. He goes on tangents.
Huh?
You do. You do. Remember when y'all was doing that episode? You start singing "We Are the World" from the world.
Something is wrong with them for not knowing. I told you. No, you don't. I broke out a song and nobody sung with me.
I was there.
Look, everybody that knows the song, we are the children. I know the song. Brighter days, the last time. It was so random. There are people dying. Come on, son.
If you ever seen our episodes, he breaks.
I recorded that.
Ridiculous, boy.
I got it.
You recorded